The Jewish people lived all over the world for many, many generations. Come, let us be joyful is the story of the song Hava Hagilla, and it expresses the joy that Jewish people felt when they finally were able to move back to Palestine or to Israel and have their own country there. As before, you'll see the pictures and hear my voice, but you won't see my face when I read the story. It's a fine thing to be joyful. And is there anything more joyful than coming home after a long journey? I'm going to tell you a story about a song and a journey home that took 2,000 years. This story begins thousands of years ago when the Jewish people lived in the Holy Land. They planted vineyards there and fields of golden wheat, and in Jerusalem they built a great temple unmatched for holiness and beauty. But sadly, as time passed, the land fell into war after war, and conquering armies destroyed much of it. Most of the Jews were driven into exile to wander the earth. Through these hundreds and hundreds of years, the Holy Land suffered too. The people were few and scattered, and the land barren. Even the desert winds seemed to howl from loneliness. God heard these cries and the voices of the Jewish people who prayed every day for a return to Jerusalem. One 100 years ago, some men and women decided it was time to return home. Over their Sabbath supper, they talked about it. "Let us return to rebuild our land," said a gray-haired sage. "Right now?" said the town peddler. "Why not?" smiled the sage. "We'll make the desert bloom," declared the woodsman. "Ha!" mocked the pickle man. "You will raise only mosquitoes." But who listened to him? No one. Do you see? There's the pickle man. "You'll only raise mosquitoes," said the pickle man. So, gathering up their feather beds and their candlesticks and their memories, the villagers set forth on a journey. To keep their spirits up, they sang their favorite melodies. One of these was a little tune without a name and totally lacking words. Yai da da la 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 la. When the settlers reached the Holy Land, the milkmaid marveled. "Jerusalem is golden, but it's also dusty." As she swept out the old stone house, the little tune kept her company. The woodsman also sang the tune, as did the pickle man and the cobbler. There's the cobbler making shoes. Yai lai, ya lai lai, yai lai, yai lai lai, yai lai, yai lai 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 lai. Before long, the settlers began feeling at home in the Holy Land. Soon they could tell the difference between a cactus and a camel, and a donkey from a fig tree, and the Red Sea from the Dead Sea. "Ah," declared the pickle man, "how joyful it feels to be walking in the footsteps of King David." One day, somebody, was it the woodsman, was walking along when he met a man who said he was a song collector. "A song collector? What kind of job is that?" asked the cobbler. "A fine one," replied the man, whose name was Professor A.Z. Idelson. "I collect Jewish songs. and then I teach them to my classes. That way they will never be forgotten. Well, before you could say la la la, the woodsman and his friends crowded into the professor's small room and sang him their haunting tune. Yai lai, ya lai lai, yai lai, ya lai lai. Now this professor had heard many fine tunes, but this one seized hold of him and refused to let go. He told his music class, "Boys, listen to this song." Well, some boys listened and some did not. A sandy-haired boy who did called out, "Teacher, this tune sounds lonely. I think it wants words." "Moshe Nathanson, you are right," the teacher agreed. "Let us see who can write the best words." Now Moshe was 11 years old and no taller than a tomato vine. But oh, did he love music. All week long he whistled and hummed that tune as he trod the rocky streets of Jerusalem. Moshe's steps were quick and lively, so quick the tune had to hurry to keep up. And the faster Moshe sang it, the merrier the song became. "I have made a wistful song happy," Moshe marveled. "Now I'm going to give it some happy Hebrew words." That night, by flickering lamplight, Moshe made them up. "Mama, Papa," he called, "come listen." And for the first time, the world heard these joyful words. Hava Nagila, Hava Nagila, Hava Nagila v'nismecha. And what do those words mean? Come, let us be joyful and let our happiness overflow. When Moshe finished singing, his papa beamed, "Moshe, what a song." And his mama said, "Oi, what a son." The next day, Moshe sang the song to his class. The professor declared, "Your words are perfect. From now on, Hava Nagila will be our class song." But did Moshe's words stop there? Of course not. His classmates took Hava Nagila home to their families, and soon it was sprouting up everywhere like sunflowers in the newly planted Negev desert. As young men and women drained the swamps and swatted mosquitoes, they sang Hava Nagila like this: Hava swat, Nagila, Hava swat, Nagila, Hava swat, Nagila v'nismecha. And as girls in Jaffa picked juicy oranges and squeezed them, they sang it like this: Hava squeeze Nagila, Hava squeeze Nagila, Hava squeeze Nagila v'nismecha. The fishermen in the Red Sea crooned Hava Nagila to wake up the fish. Kibbutzniks sang the song around their campfires to drown out the howling wolves. Soon, no wedding was complete without Hava Nagila and a happy hora. As time passed, more people came to settle the land. On the great day in 1948, when the Holy Land became the new state of Israel, Hava Nagila was sung from Svat to Tel Aviv, from Ein Gedi to Mount Carmel. It was a perfect old new song for a brave new country. Today, People sing Hava Hagilla all over the world. You may wonder, how did Moshe Nathanson feel about this? He was pleased, of course. But Moshe was not a person to brag, so few people know his story, and that is why I'm telling it to you now. Now, tell me, don't you agree? Is there anything happier than arriving home after a long journey and singing a joyous song? Of course not, but I'm sure you already knew that. And that is the story of Come Let Us Be Joyful, the story of Hava Nagila.